Welcome back, guys, fellas, people. Right? I just want to say that she can be religious. She could be a woman of God, but she could force your ass as well. Right? So, so this false reality that people thinks that if a woman is a woman of God, right? She's followed Jesus, right? She have Jesus in her heart. Not to say there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm a person of faith as well. I believe in God, right? But that does not negate the fact that she have the capability to divorce you. Most divorces out there are usually caused by Christian women. All right, a lot of Christian relationships end up in divorce, and people don't realize that. Just because you're a person of God, that doesn't mean, or just because she's a person of God, that doesn't mean she's gonna stick with you to the end, right? A true woman of God will not divorce you because she will understand the vow that she's taken till death do you part. A true woman of God will understand that a marriage vow is not a government contract, right? A marriage vow is between you, your husband, right? Between the woman, her husband, and God. That's it. There's nothing that you have to include the government in there. But unfortunately, this is the society that we're living in right now, right? People have this misconception just because you get married, right? That means that you have to include the government into it too, right? And the Christian women totally um, misinterpreted that, right? If she's a true woman of God, she will not include the government in her relationship, right? She will not. But that doesn't say that if she is a woman of God in today's society, right, she will not hesitate to file for divorce. Look at what happened. Lauren Burbert, she claims to be a woman of God, right? Right. If you don't know who Lauren Burbert is, she's a congresswoman from Colorado, right? Now she suddenly filed for divorce from her husband of 20 years. She's a mother of 4 kids, right? Suddenly she filed for divorce. I think it might be some kind of infidelity that happened that leads to this decision, but I'm just speculating. I'm not saying anything's factual or not. But my point is that she's a woman of God, a woman of faith, right? Not even her faith could control her from filing a divorce, right? And guys need to understand that, right? I seen a lot of Christian guys in a relationship. A lot of my friends who are Christian, right? Who married a Christian woman that they already think that their bond is so strong that nothing can't break it, right? And they don't understand that in 2023 anything could break a marriage, right? Not even her faith is strong enough to save her, right? Not if you allow women to divorce with no consequences, they will use that. They will use that power, right? They will use that. And I want Christian men to understand that. So just because you date a Christian woman, that doesn't mean she will not divorce you. She will leave in your heartbeat if you messed up, right? No matter how long you met her. I known high school sweetheart, Christian high school sweetheart, married at a young age, right? They married for so long, 20 years. Next thing you know, they're divorced. Now, why is that? Just because you know her in high school, that doesn't negate the fact that she will divorce you. It's a part of female nature. Hypergamy is stronger than. To me, I think in a woman, hypergamy is stronger than God to them, right? That's what I think. God is secondary to them in a woman. She got to be really disciplined to follow God. A man had to really discipline her, right? But not even God could save her from a divorce, and due to hypergamy, all right. You know, I'm sorry to say, not even. I want to believe that God is willing to save people, but I think women is some women are totally unsavable, right? They say they're Christian. Next thing you know, they file for divorce. That's totally hypocritical for what the Bible's saying. Hypocritical to God's teaching, right? At least try to make it work. Put it, work it out. And she's a mother of 4, Lauren Berber, right? to people which she spouted that she's for the traditional household, the nuclear family, and what she did, she filed for divorce. Now that's very contradictory to what she's been preaching for the whole time that she's in the spotlight, right? So I just want men to know, just because she's a woman of God, a woman of faith, that doesn't mean she's totally committed to you. She could file for divorce anytime she wants. So it's like, just because you're in a relationship, you're married to a woman. Don't you know the Christian relationship are one of the most highly group of people that file for divorce. You know that? There's a lot of Christian file for divorce out there. So because you're a person of belief, person of faith, that is, especially if you're in the Western Hemisphere, that you cannot be, your wife cannot divorce you. There's a lot of divorced single Christian women out there, and there's a lot of divorced Christian male out there, right? So it's just, I know friends, right, that think it cannot happen to them, right? And I just want to tell them, never say never. Like everything else, it's becoming cliche. I hate that phrase, is never say never. But when you look at it, it's kind of true. Never say never. Never say never is not going to happen to you. Never say never. Not only that, not if you have a kid, right? That doesn't stop her from divorcing you as well. If you have a kid with a woman, right? And if she's a woman of faith, that doesn't stop her from getting a divorce, right? But that's the delusion of most Christian male out there. That I just want to point out. I mean, dude, you have to understand that just because you're with her, right? That doesn't mean she's not willing to divorce you. There's no such thing of a perfect relationship. Most Christians think that they're in a perfect relationship. Right? They fell into this illusion of a perfect relationship, and what's they don't understand that anything could be coming from left field out of nowhere, and it'll just totally destroy their lives, right? So I want Christian men out there to understand, if you're a person of faith, right? It's not a woman. Her words is only good as her action. At some point, she's gonna divorce you if she's not happy. Like I said in my previous video, guys is the gatekeeper of a relationship, but the woman has the power of how long the relationship can be, right? If she's not happy after 20 years, she could divorce you, right? She determined how long the relationship can be. Guys don't do that. Guys don't determine how long the relationship is going to be. She had to leverage. Once you propose to a woman, right? Once you get married to a woman, she ultimately have leverage over you, whatever, disregardless her faith or whatever, right? This is why I tell guys, if you want to marry a woman, don't include the government in this, because the government only incentivizes a woman to divorce you. Okay, that's what the government do. It incentivizes women to file for divorce. That's why the no-fault divorce exists. It doesn't make the woman prove her case that her case is legitimate and a logical reason to divorce a person. Right? No-fault divorce give a reason for a woman to divorce without any reason at all. Right? So men, regardless faith or whatever it is, just because she's a woman of God, right? That doesn't mean that she's gonna not divorce you, because she will, given the opportunity. If she find a better man out there, she will, given the opportunity. Like I said in my other video, a woman's mind goes haywire. A lot of things can happen in a woman's mind. You can't predict it, right? Regardless if she's religious or not. That's the same mindset, right? Women are programmed a certain way, and you need to understand that. You need to tame them. If you can't tame them, they're easily manipulated and can file for divorce. Right? Regardless of their faith, whether they're Muslim, right? Catholic, Buddhist, whatever it is, they could still divorce you in the Western Hemisphere. But if you want to take the shot, roll the dice. Go ahead, roll the dice. Go ahead and tell yourself, make yourself believe that if she's religious, she's not willing to divorce you. Tell yourself that, because I have friends right now who are married, who are Christian, and think that they will never get divorced. And I'm just waiting on time. It's sad to say, but I'm waiting on time to see when's that day gonna come. You know, and unfortunately, if that day come, he's gonna have to learn the hard way, and he's gonna go severe depressions, severe headaches, and go deal with all these lawyers, litigations, go to family court, and go to this heartbreak, thinking that she will not never do to him. She will never divorce him due to her faith and her religion. Not necessarily. That's not true, right? A lot of Christians divorce each other. There's a lot of divorced Christian out there, and he need to understand that. All right. But on that note, guys, if I missed something, leave a comment and like, share, subscribe. On that note, guys, as always, peace and blessings.